You've just stepped into the only place where Hornets sting, Panthers growl, and 49ers try not to blow a fourth quarter lead. Welcome to the Buzz&Roar show, hosted by a guy who loves sports named Ethan. We're talking Queen City sports with just the right amount of bias and way too much caffeine. Let's get it going.
My mic was off. Welcome to the Buzz and Roar show. If you're on Spotify, then hit subscribe to my YouTube channel called capital E, Ethan, capital T, the capital B broadcaster, no spaces, Ethan the broadcaster. And if you're on YouTube, follow me on Spotify, linked in the channel bio or description of this podcast video. Before we start, I have a fun game I do before it starts if you're new here. Here's how it works. One game for the viewers on a phone call every single episode, or a short game for myself to play if no viewers have emailed me, or etc., etc. We'll get to how you can email me in a second if no viewers are here. Sports related every single time. So yeah, I actually don't have anyone here today, just me. I've only had one viewer email me. And actually, secretly, he didn't even email me. It's just a viewer who's actually my friend, and I have his phone number. So I need y'all to email me if you want to be a part of the Buzz&Roar show. Email me at all lowercase ethanthebroadcaster@gmail.com. So it's my YouTube handle, but this time it's all lowercase ethanthebroadcaster@gmail.com, or click the email page in my YouTube channel's main description. Please, I need emails to start flooding in. I want to get more people coming in to do this. Anyways, let's go ahead and start it off now with a game. Like I said, a game. So actually today, funny enough, something that the podcast viewers on Spotify have already seen as I'm switching over here. Oh, I want to hide that. Is that you guys can see the screen now. I forgot totally that it's possible for the Spotify viewers to see my screen. So if you want to, you can see my screen. Anyways, but what I was getting at is that if you look at this, this is my game for today. It's a close-up image of all of these teams, and if you want me to be completely honest, I don't think I'm going to do that well, but we're going to try our best. Like, our very, very, very best. So let's go ahead and get this underway. Let's go ahead and get this underway. So, I have 5 minutes. If you see there is a timer, I have 5 minutes. By the way, none of these ads are sponsored. You're welcome to all these ads, but I'm not going to say it, so please do not copyright me. None of them are sponsored. I just had to have these ads on here. So none are sponsored. It is just, this website has to have ads on here for some reason. Anyways, let's go and start. Okay, 5 minutes starting now. I think, yeah, Golden State Warriors. Then it goes, oh geez, what is it called? I'm not very good with MLB. I think it's the Toronto Blue Jays. Okay, it is. Okay. And then Tampa Bay Lightning. Okay, perfect. Is this the Edmonton Oilers? Oh, I spelled it right. I mean, wrong. Edmonton Oilers. What? It's not. Oh, shoot. What is it? Oh, let's just do the Minnesota Wild, the Chicago Blackhawks. Oh my gosh, I keep spelling it wrong. Okay. That's the Winnipeg Jets, right? No, it's not. Did I spell Winnipeg wrong? No, I spelt it wrong, but it's not it. I know that that's the Miami Marlins. So, and then we got the Colorado Rockies. Wait, is that not what it's called anymore? Oh shoot, what is it? That's gotta be what it's called. What's the mountain? Oh my goodness, I have 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and get Detroit Pistons out the way. Oh wait, I spelled it wrong. Oh, thank goodness. Oh wait, that wasn't even the one that I was looking at this whole time. Oh wait, I know what that was. Okay, well, and it was the San Antonio Spurs. Daggone it. Detroit Pistons. Okay. Vegas Golden Knights. No, Vegas. Okay, Vegas Golden Knights. Milwaukee Bucks. That's not how you spell it. I really hope that it has the audio correction for it because I don't know how to spell Okay, it does. That's definitely the Milwaukee Bucks. You're not going to sit here and tell me that that's not the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay. That's definitely the Milwaukee Bucks. Whatever. Philadelphia Phillies. What did I spell wrong? Philadelphia Phillies. Buffalo Bills. I spelled it wrong again, too. Oh, my gosh. Buffalo Bills. Florida Panthers. This is unbelievable. That's the Calgary Flames, if I can spell it. Boston Celtics. Oh, I know that one. Because I'm a Panthers fan, I don't like them. Las Vegas. It should be Las Vegas if they have already changed it. Yeah, Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, Chicago. Jeez, I can't spell. Oh my gosh, Bears. I definitely have that one. Y'all have to give me that one. I mean, that is obviously the Milwaukee Bucks, unless there's G League teams. Goodness gracious, I don't have that many left. I don't know that one. That's close. Could that be the New York Jets? No. And then what's that? Indiana Pacers. No. I'm gonna hate myself after I don't get this one. This one. Definitely this one. I know this one. I just can't remember the name. Shoot. Hold on. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I definitely only have 6 left. I got Milwaukee Bucks. I just couldn't spell it right. You guys gotta give that to me. So I have 18 and 24. Oh my gosh. What was it? The New York Yankees. The Denver... I knew it was an NBA team. Oh, no, that's crazy. The Pittsburgh Steelers one is just the blue and red arrow. Because their colors are yellow, so that's real confusing. Seattle Mariners, that does look familiar. Dallas Stars, that's like 2 lines. How am I supposed to get that? Then look at this. Milwaukee Bucks, I definitely got that. I just didn't spell it right. I definitely got that. If your score were weather, it would be 50 degrees and partly cloudy. I hate this. However, I don't think 71% was that bad. How far are we into this? So 10 minutes. I was tempted to do another. I'm not going to. And you'll see why in a minute. Let's go ahead and go do this. Activate that. Then let's go ahead and X that out. And there we go. Okay, let's go and talk about and start this game. 71% wasn't horrible, right? Right? Anyways, Charlotte 49ers football is our first topic of the day. And if you're new here, I haven't done this yet. Maybe I should start doing this. If you're new here, here's the agenda for the day. It is Charlotte 49ers football, then Charlotte 49ers basketball, then Charlotte Knights AAA team, then Charlotte Hornets, then Carolina Panthers. So let's go and get this underway. And if you're a soccer fan, I'm trying to set up to add, by episode 10, I'm probably going to have the Charlotte FC team, but I don't know for sure. I mean, I do watch Charlotte FC soccer, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So, Charlotte 49ers football. I actually do have a lot to talk about for Charlotte 49ers football because I purposely watched the entire Charlotte 49ers football against the Appalachian State Mountaineers because I wanted to really have a ton to talk about for Charlotte 49ers today. And I think I've got a ton to talk about for a lot of teams today. So let's go and get straight into this. I actually wrote down notes for this game, and so first off, it is kind of a long paragraph, so I am going to just read off word for word what I wrote down for the Charlotte 49ers football team, because I watched it and then wrote down all the notes that I could about it. So I'm going to literally, no lie, write down as many notes as I can about it. By the way, Charlotte lost 34-11 to Appalachian State. So, not a great game. But this is what this is word for word what I wrote down. Then I will talk about what I wrote down in different chunks. This is word for word what I wrote down during the game. Quote, they didn't look good. Connor Harrell didn't do good, and my prediction is because he wasn't able to be more rushing/read option QB this game. Seems as if they still didn't change the playbook and made Connor Harrell change his own scheme to what Max Brown's scheme used to be. And I can tell you, he's not great at that. He doesn't like changing his scheme. And then when he finally did good with the scheme, in the third quarter with 3:25 left, he got to the 3-yard line. He pitched the ball to his running back, and the running back fumbled instantly. So I am a really firm believer that Connor Harrell is not the problem. Last game, it felt to me as if exactly what I expected is the problem was the problem. The coach's play calling and schemes, the offensive players' decision-making and skills really made the game tough for Connor. And I wrote down this at the end, let's hope we get a bounce back next week against the best head coach of all time, Bill Belichick. Now, first of all, I would like to say, I would like to start with the fact that my point on I don't think it was Connor Harrell's fault. Because I think Connor Harrell actually showed some flashes. However, I feel like Connor Harrell has never been on a lower end school, and I feel like he hasn't gotten used to that style yet. But also, I feel like he really did get put into a spot where they want him to throw the ball every play. He has got a good arm, but it's not that accurate if you really think about it. So that's why he loved Carolina, because he loved the read option plays that he could do with Omarion Hampton and Gauss. Okay, I'm just being honest. And so Connor Harrell, my prediction really is just that it's not his fault. I mean, I am a firm believer that Connor Harrell he didn't do wonderful last game, but I am a firm believer that he could have done wonderful last game. And I think that none of this was his fault. I really don't, because I feel like the coach's play calling was not great at all. The fact that they put him out there with the old Charlotte 49ers scheme kind of makes me a little bit frustrated, because I feel like that's exactly what I predicted would happen. And I didn't want to predict that would happen, but it did. And I'm kind of mad because I feel like if that didn't happen, he would have been way better. I feel like if they changed their scheme from Max Brown's passing to Connor Harrell's read option and running plays, Connor Harrell would have done so much better. Like, they probably would have beaten Appalachian State. But the problem is that the offense is used to the passing plays, but when you put a quarterback at that, listen, so let's put it this way. They have a offense with the scheme of pass built around a quarterback with the scheme of run. Does that make sense? And that's not a good thing. You don't want that. Would you rather have a offense with a scheme of run? with a quarterback with a scheme of run, or vice versa, a offense with a scheme of pass, with a quarterback with a scheme of pass? Or would you like the complete opposite, the center of the offense, to not even know what to do because he's out there with a completely separate scheme than any of the receivers usually are used to? Okay, Connor Harrell has always been read option, read option, read option, read option. Oh, let's bomb it down the field. Read option, read option, read option, read option, read option. Oh, let's bomb it down the field. And I feel like if they don't change the scheme soon, I don't think this is going to be a wonderful year for Charlotte. I sadly don't, because I think that just thinking about the fact that the scheme didn't get changed, I think, truth be told, there's a chance that Connor Harrell gets pulled out mid-season. And it's not even his fault. It's the coach's fault for not changing the scheme. And I think what their thing is that they don't want to change the scheme. So I feel like what they're going to do is put Grayson Loftus out there. So hear me out. I think what they're going to do is they're going to put their backup Grayson Loftus out there, who loves passing, for the rest of the year. Let Connor Harrell do whatever, who, if I'm correct, is a senior. And if they let him, and I don't think Connor Harrell is going to be the quarterback for the rest of the year, because I feel like Charlotte's so set on pass, that I don't think they are going to want to switch it to run. Their offensive coordinator doesn't want to do that, so they're trying to change Connor Harrell. But when they're like, oh, Connor Harrell's bad, even though, I mean, it's obviously technically not Connor Harrell because you won't change the scheme, I think Connor Harrell is going to get pulled because they're like, oh, why is Connor Harrell this bad? Because we won't change the scheme. Oh, well, I'm not changing the scheme. Let's put Grayson Loftus out there, then just get rid of Connor Harrell, because I don't like Connor Harrell not liking our scheme. Okay, Connor Harrell should just deal with it. Okay, and I don't think that's a good move from a coach. I really don't. I think this Charlotte 49ers football team has taken a huge gamble with the whole Connor Harrell changing his scheme thing. Connor Harrell probably could have given Charlotte, if he tried hard enough, I think Connor Harrell, and I think if Connor Harrell tried hard enough with the right scheme, I think if the coaches tried hard enough to give Connor Harrell his scheme fit with the read option and run plays, I think Connor Harrell could have probably gave Charlotte a great year, and I think Charlotte possibly could have gone, probably not to the playoffs, but I think they probably could have gotten like a above 500 record by like 2 games. Like, I think they could have gotten an 8-4 record if they just did what Connor Harrell wants, did what their center of the offense wants, instead of doing what their offensive coordinator wants. They need to do what Connor Harrell wants. However, they're doing the opposite, which is not the best thing at all for what you need to do in this situation. However, let's go ahead and move to our next segment, which is, let's just say, a special one. Not too special, but it's a quote special one. I just like calling stuff special. I don't know.
Cue the dramatic music we don't have, because it's time for a special segment where Ethan does stuff like games. Most likely reason is because Ethan cannot find anything related to this team to talk about today. So, let's go.
Okay, let me just, so this special segment that I'm talking about is exactly what, I call him Bill. You know, that's his new name. He doesn't have a name, but that's his new name. His name's Bill. That special segment, quote unquote, that I was talking about is because, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, the Charlotte team does not have anything. Okay? It does not have anything. It really doesn't. It does not have anything to talk about. Until the schedule comes out, there's not much to talk about. Last week we talked about the new assistant coach who got hired. And truth be told, that assistant coach got hired a long time ago, but I missed it. And so, I mean, truth be told, there's just nothing to talk about as of right now. I mean, I've talked about the official 25-26 roster. I've talked about Brett Carey coming back. I mean, it's just, I've talked about so much. And there's nothing to talk about as of right now. I keep repeating myself, and I feel like it's a little bit boring. So, for the next couple of weeks, until they reveal the schedule, it's going to be a, quote, special segment. Today, we're actually going to be doing a bracket of the best NBA player. I think these are all current. I don't know for sure. I did not set this up. I just went to this website called bracketfights.com, and it legitimately just let me make a bracket. I don't know. So, first off, let's go and get this underway. Chris Middleton against Kevin Durant. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not going off who's better. I'm going off who I like better. And I think Kevin Durant's moving on. I like Kevin Durant better. Then, we're going him. Then, wow, that's a tough one. Truth be told, I watched Joel Embiid more, so I'm going to do Joel Embiid. Then, once again, I think Anthony Davis is arguably better by a ton, but I watch Bam Adebayo better, or more, so I'm going to say Bam Adebayo. Then we're going to go Jalen Green against Steph Curry. Okay, I'm a Celtics fan, so this is tough. Jalen Green? No, Jalen Brown. Daggone. I'm going Steph Curry. Steph Curry, baby. Steph Curry. Then Russell Westbrook. I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan. Then Klay Thompson against Trae Young. Trae Young on top. Then let's do Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then we scroll back up to the top. LeBron James is better. I mean, personally, this is a debate for another time. But personally, actually, this is a good idea for next week. Instead of the Charlotte 49ers topic, we can talk about why I think Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. Crazy topic. Anyways, I like D-Book better. I'm going to go Kyrie against Damian Lillard. I think I watched Damian Lillard a ton more, but I do think Kyrie Irving is a little better, and I did just say that I'm not doing it off who's better, but I think I'm going to go Kyrie Irving. James Harden is weirdly enough my favorite player. I said he was my favorite player when I was like 6, and I've watched him the heck out ever since then. Luka against... let's go Luka Doncic there. Then Jimmy Butler. Then let's go Nikola Jokic, and then Kawhi. So now let's go back to the top. KD against him. Let's go KD again. KD. I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Please comment below if you understand the reference I just made. Joel Embiid against Bam Adebayo. Let's go. Oh, that's actually kind of tough. Once again, it's going off my personal opinion, so I'm going to go... Joel gets hurt too much. So you know what? Bam Adebayo... It, got rid of it. I don't know if you're watching it, but it got rid of it. But Bam Adebayo's moving on. Anyways, Steph Curry against Russell Westbrook. Steph Curry. Sadly by a mile, but Steph Curry. Trae Young against Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay, once again, this is completely my opinion. Who do I watch more? Trae Young by a mile. I don't know what it is, but I watch Trae Young a ton. Then it's LeBron James against Devin Booker. I kind of want to save Devin Booker here. Okay, I'm not saying Devin Booker is better in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying Devin Booker is better in any way, shape, or form, but this list is just on who I watch the most. So who do I watch the most from these guys? And I watch Devin Booker way more than LeBron, and it's only because of the fact that I'm a Celtics fan and I don't like the Lakers. Okay? I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm a Celtics and a Hornets fan. And a Rockets fan. Those are my top 3 teams. I only have 3 teams in each sport. I got it's crazy. Some people say it's crazy. I don't know. I think 3 teams is a reasonable amount of teams to have. I don't have any more than 3, though. And so I do watch Devin Booker a lot more, and that's what we're going off of. We're not going off of who I like better. This is what we're going off of. We're going off of who I watch more. And I obviously watch James Harden more. Luka versus Jimmy Butler. I think I watch Luka Doncic a little more. Nikola Jokic against Kawhi Leonard. I actually watch Kawhi Leonard more. Then we'll go Kevin Durant. But then before I move on, the last one is based on my opinion who's better. So it's who I watch more until the championship. Then it's who I watch more? Wait, no, who's better? Whatever. Who's better in my opinion? So all of this is just my opinion. I don't know. KD against Bam Adebayo. I'm going to say I probably watched more Kevin Durant. And then I definitely watched more of Steph Curry. And then I definitely watched more of... Sadly, I watched more... well, not sadly. I mean, it's a good thing, actually. But I watched more of Kawhi Leonard. Then, obviously, I've already said this a million times. I watched the most of James Harden. That's the reason why I switched it up mid-time. Because if we got to... I mean, James Harden would have won this easily. Because I watched James Harden a ton. So, with that being said, James Harden is moving on. Because... Once again, I watch him. And then I watch Steph Curry a lot more than Kevin Durant. Now, here's the thing. I don't know where to go with this one. It's Steph Curry against James Harden. Who's better? Now, of course, my biased self... I'm not biased, I'm an analyst. I'm the least biased person of all time. But my biased fan self wants to say James Harden is way better than Steph Curry. But I have to say Steph Curry. Oh my gosh, that would have been so cool. Steph Curry is your winner. Steph Curry is your winner. Yeah, that's basically all I was going to do. Yeah. Steph Curry wins. Steph Curry is the player who I watch the most, besides James Harden, who I definitely watch more, but I just didn't want to be biased and put James Harden winning. In fact, if this was the real championship and we were going off of who I watch more, James Harden wins. Yep, let's go. So how about this? They both win. Look at it. It's alternating. They both win. They both just win equally. Look at that beard. That's one of the reasons why I became a fan. I'm joking. The beard is awesome, though. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to, if I'm correct, that's... Okay, I was thinking because I didn't know... Let's just do this right here because then I can see it. Deactivate. So, yeah, Steph Curry I watch a little more. Okay. Well, I don't. You know what I mean. Steph Curry I think is better than James Harden. I think that's sadly pretty daggum obvious. Yeah, so that's basically all the special segment is because I'm being serious, guys. There's nothing to talk about Charlotte 49ers basketball. How about this? Leave a comment down below on Spotify and YouTube. Whatever you're watching this on, leave a comment down below about what the next special segment should be. Just, you can give me 20,000 special segments in one comment. I don't care. I just need somebody to give me a ton of special segments so that I can do them and replace this Charlotte 49ers basketball. And it does not have to be Buzz and Roar related. Literally one of them could be me going outside and like dumping my head in water. I don't know why I said that. If you guys say that, see, I just promised that I would do that. Now, how about this? If you guys comment, fine. Fine, I'll do it. If you guys comment that, fine. I can't believe I just said that, but fine. I'll do it. I really can't believe I just said that. Anyways, let's go to the next segment.
Speaking of Charlotte basketball, it's time to step outside the gym and onto the diamond with the Charlotte Knights. These AAA baseball guys are bringing some fresh energy to town. Let's break down what's going on with our hometown team.
Okay, so the Charlotte Knights. Weirdly enough, I've actually got a decent amount to talk about for the Charlotte Knights. Not as much as I have in the past, because sadly I've got some news for the Charlotte Knights. So, if we do the math, the Charlotte Knights going into the final month of baseball are 59-71. And going into the final month of baseball, they would need to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They have 20 games left. 2 doubleheaders, so technically 16 games left, but still 20. So, what I'm getting at here is that the Charlotte Knights, even if they win out the season, are officially, sadly, eliminated from the playoffs. Now, that is, of course, bad news. However, and I mean, of course, if you're a real Charlotte sports fan, I mean, you're disappointed. You don't want to see that. You don't want that to happen. However, one good thing to talk about here is this. The fact of the matter is that they're going 59-71 into the final month, and yes, they're officially eliminated from the playoffs. However, if you think about it, this means that this is their time to shine. Okay, I get it. Their time to shine should have been a month ago. And it should have, you're right. Because they weren't eliminated from the playoffs a month ago. But if you think about it, just think about it for a second. If they turn the tide and win, let's say, 16 out of these 20 games, only lose 4. 16 out of them 4. That would mean, let me do the math, 74 and then 59 plus 16. That would be 75-74 to finish the year. Now, that is what you want. That right there is what you want. So, my thing that I'm about to say is what they want to do is turn the tide right now. Why? If they're out of the playoffs, why do they want to turn the tide? Because it gives them confidence for the next season. Listen, if you get your pitchers going now, they're going to be ready for the next year. If you get your pitchers going next year, they're not going to be ready for next year because it's next year already. Okay, so you want to get your pitchers ready sooner rather than later. Okay. And turning the tide and getting your team back on track, especially just getting your team back on track to finishing the year, especially even more at a .500 record, would be great for the Charlotte Knights. I mean great for the Charlotte Knights. Because think about it, if we go over 500 into the next year, we're going to have some good confidence rather than if we lose all these games and we have way below a 500. So what I want to see is we need to win at least 12 out of these next 20 games to have a chance to go above 500. So looking at the schedule, we play Nashville today. We get the dub there. Looking at the past games, if we get the dub there, that starts us off strong going into the next week. Then we play Jacksonville in a 1-2-3, a doubleheader there. That's I'm going to count that as 2 games. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game series. So we won 1 game. In the past, we've beaten Jacksonville a decent amount. So we're going to say, let's say we win 5 out of those 7. Let's just say we win 5 out of those 7. Because that's or even 4. So we already won 1. We won 4. We have 5 wins. We need 16. Then we go into the Omaha series. And we win, lose. That's 10 games. Then if we finish off at Durham strong, we could easily make that 12. And we have beaten Jacksonville at home in Omaha, and especially the fact that most of the September games, except for Omaha's series is the only one that's on the road. Jacksonville's series to start off the month and Durham's series to finish the month are both at home. So the thing is, I think if we finish the series that we have left off strong and we go into the next year with a above .500 record, that is going to give us great confidence, and maybe we can make a playoff push and maybe even a championship push for the AAA title next season. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the third Second to last final segment. We've got a lot to talk about for the Hornets and the Panthers. Let's go.
Sticking with Charlotte sports, let's jump over to the Hornets and see what's going on with them in the NBA world.
Okay, Charlotte Hornets, breaking news. There is breaking news for Charlotte Hornets and the Carolina Panthers. The Charlotte Hornets breaking news was actually a little bit, kind of a while ago. It wasn't that much. It was like, I think, a couple days ago. Let me look real quick. However, it was 1 day ago. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm not that late to this. Breaking news. So a couple weeks ago, the Charlotte Hornets, this is a pretty long breaking news. I'm just reading off what I put up in my notes because I need to set the stage because I didn't even talk about the fact that we fired our assistant coach first. So it has to do with our assistant coach. You know that. So our main assistant coach, we fired him. And we didn't fire him at all. He got hired by the Knicks to be the assistant under head coach Mike Brown. And truth be told, the Knicks are a title contender. The Hornets aren't. So, I mean, it's reasonable for him to leave. I mean, sadly, it is. It is. And so the question was, who will replace him? Well, that's the breaking news. The Hornets, yesterday, just signed former Villanova head coach Kyle Neptune to be the new assistant. Now, here is why. Now, there's a reason that I want to talk about why I love, and I mean I love this pickup at coach. Here's why. My bad. I unplugged something from my computer. That's why you just heard a computer thing. But listen, here's why. I think his awesome experience and reputation with the college guys in the past is going to be so helpful. And I mean so helpful for the Hornets. Because think about how many young stars we have on our team. And think about Kyle Neptune could be the guy to help them develop. Because he is from a good college school. A head coach at a good college school. Who has great experience and great reputation with doing so in developing young guys. Okay. So I think this is a great hire. I mean, I think he is going to help tremendously with developing our young guys and just all the young guys making sure they're playing good in general during the games, in practice, blah, blah, blah. Truth be told, this is just being honest. If everything goes well, this season really, should be a good season for the Hornets. Because from staff, they have former Celtics championship assistant coach winner, Charles Lee at head coach. Then now they have Villanova head coach Kyle Neptune. Ex-Villanova head coach Kyle Neptune. To come be our assistant coach for the Hornets. And then to players, they've got everything they need. LaMelo Ball is a superstar. They still have Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller. They have got Luke Cockbrenner, Sion James, Con Knipple. I mean, just all of these players are so talented. And all of this staff is so, and Colin Sexton, Mason Plumlee, Spencer Dinwiddie, all of these guys are so talented that truth be told, from staff to players to GM to trainers, they have got everything that they need to make a huge play-in. I'm not going to say playoff, they're probably not going to be 7th seed, but I will say that's possible. But what I'm getting at is a play-in push. And so I'm really excited for this first game. Okay, I am really excited for this first game, and I'm just thrilled to be able to, number one, cover it on this podcast, and just number two, I'm just excited and ready for it to happen. First preseason game is on the 5th, Sunday at 5 p.m., 5th of October, not the 5th of September. Ha, gotcha. And last but not least, last segment of the day, the Carolina Panthers.
And to wrap it all up, we'll trade the hardwood for the turf and check in on the Carolina Panthers, because there's always something to talk about in the NFL.
Okay, there's a lot of breaking news, actually. This is why I was saying that there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So, breaking news, and I'm a little bit late to this because also breaking news about the Buzz&Roar show. I am now posting once a Sunday. So Sunday at 8 p.m. it will come out on Spotify and on YouTube. Every single Sunday at 8 p.m. it'll come out. Like, I guaranteed it will come out at Sundays at 8 p.m. every single Sunday. So that is great news for the for the Panthers organization as they watch the Buzz&Roar show. No, I wish. That would be crazy. But no, they don't. Sadly. Please, if you see this, Dan Morgan, thank you. Give me your autograph. But what I'm getting at is that the Panthers, breaking news. So yes, episodes every Sunday at 8 p.m. Let's get back to the Panthers. Panthers, breaking news. Panthers trade, at last week. Oh my gosh, I wrote down the wrong guy. I said, okay, if you haven't already heard the news, Panthers traded Adam Thielen, star receiver, to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, what I was laughing at a second ago is because on my notes here, I said Panthers traded Hunter Renfrow to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the second breaking news actually does have to do with Hunter Renfrow. We'll talk about that in a second too. But Panthers trade Adam Thielen to the Minnesota Vikings. The trade details is this. Vikings got Adam Thielen, a 2026 7th-round pick, a conditional 7th-round pick, and a 2027 5th-round pick. The Panthers get 2026 5th-round pick and a 2027 4th-round pick, and the Vikings pay off the rest of Thielen's contract, which was $7 million. Now, some people have been bombing Dan Morgan in that front office for this trade. Like, you could have gotten so much more for Adam Thielen. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I love this trade. Okay, and here's why. Okay, I am thrilled with this trade. Because let's be real here. Think about it into the future. If the Panthers didn't get rid of Thielen now, next year would have been the end of his contract. And to be honest, this wrote down, and to be honest, if we're thinking clearly enough, was Thielen gonna come back? No! Adam Thielen was gonna retire. He was probably gonna sign a one-day contract with the Vikings, move back to Minnesota, and retire with the Vikings. He loves Minnesota. So the fact that we got something out of this man, and we saved $7 million in cap space, was the most incredible move so far. Probably not the most incredible move, but I'm being honest, it was one of the greatest money-wise. How about this? Let's put it this way. It was the smartest move I've seen Dan Morgan make. Not the best move, probably one of the best moves, because once again, if you think about it clearly, you may not be thinking about it hard enough. If you think about it clearly, Adam Thielen leaves. Let's paint the picture here. Adam Thielen leaves. We just paid him $7 million for him not to re-sign the contract, and we didn't get anything from him. But in this situation, we're getting 2 draft picks from him, $7 million in cap space back for free, and once again, we get something for a 35-year-old veteran receiver. Okay, so I am thrilled with the Dan Morgan smartness and just in general just greatness that just happened from the Panthers front office. Okay, it was one of the smartest things I've seen this Panthers front office do. Now, more breaking news. And this kind of has to do with that Adam Thielen thing. Hunter Renfrow, we cut him a couple days ago. Well, Dan Morgan has been talking to Hunter Renfrow, and he will be signing back with the Panthers. So the Panthers were not officially done with him, apparently. The Panthers have signed him back in replace of Thielen and Coker for now. My prediction, they haven't said it. For now, all they've said is that he is going to fill Jalen Coker's spot in the meantime while he's on the IR. But my prediction is that when Coker's back, he's going to go to Thielen's spot to teach, like, Xavier Legette. I mean, sometimes Bryce Young, sometimes quarterbacks learn from receivers. I mean, just stuff like that. But it is a $2.5 million contract for 1 year. And I love this because now we have a veteran who can teach our young guys like Thielen, and we have him to once again fill Jalen Coker's spot in the meantime while he's on the IR. So, truth be told, if you want me to be honest, this makes me like the Thielen trade more. Because us getting him means basically now we don't have to spend $7 million on a veteran wide receiver. Okay, because listen, let's put it this way. If we traded Adam Thielen, got the $7 million and those 2 draft picks, but we signed a receiver for $10 million, then we technically just lost what the Vikings gave us. Because the main thing that the Vikings gave us there was not those 2 draft picks. Okay, yeah, those draft picks are going to come in handy. They really are. But the main thing that they gave us was the fact that they paid off the $7 million that Thielen still had on his contract. Now, if we got that $7 million back and we signed a vet wide receiver for $10 million, then that would have been a horrible move. But guess what? We signed a younger receiver, Hunter Renfrow, than Adam Thielen. Hunter Renfrow is 4 years younger than Adam Thielen at 31 years of age. Adam Thielen is 35, as I said earlier. And he's able to teach these guys just like Thielen did. And he's younger. I mean, he's younger. It's less money to pay him. We keep the $5 million that the Vikings paid off for Thielen's contract for later next offseason or the trade deadline. And truth be told, everything in this scenario just went well for the Panthers. Everything just went well for the Panthers. And so, the past week, the Thielen trade, the Hunter Renfrow signing back. Truth be told, us not getting Trey Hendrickson, if you think about it, how would we have been able to pay him? Or Micah Parsons, how would we have been able to pay him? We wouldn't have. So, I mean, also I love that. I mean, Dan Morgan is being a really smart guy. I mean, Dan Morgan is like probably one of the smartest GMs that I have seen in Panthers history. Just being completely honest. Anyways, that's going to do it. Thanks for hanging out on the Buzz and Roar Show. If you want more sports stuff from Charlotte to anywhere else that throws a ball, go check out my YouTube channel. Capital E, Ethan, capital T, the capital B broadcaster. And by the way, I'm going to say this again. Usually I don't. Please, 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 please. My webcam almost fell off. I didn't even realize I was shaking the camera. But please, 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 please email me at all lowercase ETHAN Ethan THEBROADCASTER broadcaster. All lowercase Ethan the broadcaster at gmail.com. Go email me there if you want to be a part of a Buzz and Roar show episode. Please do it. Anyways, if you're already watching this on YouTube, oh, and also just another reminder that every Sunday at 8 p.m. is when these videos will come out. Actually, you know what? 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Let's do 7 p.m. I'm coming up with this as I'm doing it, so sorry for the confusion, but 7 p.m. 7 p.m.'s earlier, and I think it's better. So 7 p.m. Check out my YouTube channel, capital E, Ethan, capital T, the capital B broadcaster. And hey, if you're already watching this on YouTube, welcome. You're in the right place. If you're listening somewhere else like Spotify, go and hit subscribe on YouTube too. It's like the same thing, but with more visuals and less background noise. So, hit subscribe so you don't miss out. Or don't. I'm not your boss. Anyways, I will say this one final time until next Sunday at 7 p.m. See you guys next time. And see you guys next week on the Buzz and Roar Show.
Thanks for listening to Buzz and Roar. We talk about sports, all kinds of sports. If you like the show, hit subscribe or follow. We'll be back soon with more stuff to share. Thanks again, and see you next time.